What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Back in here with one more reaction video, ladies and gentlemen. Today, man, we got one from the homie Charleston White. And if you don't know who Charleston White is, you will after this video, and you definitely gonna want to go check him out. Man, I say he reminds me of my daddy, my grandpa, my uncles, all of those old men who would just say stuff, and everybody look at him like, "What did you just say?" And that man like, "Yep, I said it, and so what?" And that's what society is missing, like a fool. But if you grew up in an environment where you had a daddy or a grandpa, you heard a lot of uncomfortable things, but they made you a better person. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Get on in this thing. You know, the goal is to reach 1 million subscribers and start 1 million conversations. But if we could reach 100 million and start 100 million thought-provoking conversations, I'm a firm believer we can kill a lot of the narratives in today's world. We just spirits encased in human flesh trying to figure out this thing called life. We're not nearly as divided as the media would want you to think, not at all. So if you like what you hear, share this thing far and wide. Without further ado, let's check out Charleston White.
Now, I am curious as far as on your thoughts. Boosie, he's one of your counterparts on Vlad TV, where he has gotten a lot of flack as far as his issues within the gay community, within the homosexual community. And his only problem ever is what they're pushing on our young and our youth. He has no problems with a lifestyle of what someone chooses. His problem was with what they're pushing on our youth at an early age, to where they have no choice of what they are encountering. And I just want your thoughts as far as on what is your thoughts on media and television and music of what they do pushing with the homosexuality to our youth.
I think Boosie just got a problem with it sounds like Boosie got a problem with Lil Nas X. It sounds like Boosie.
It's direct. It seems to be direct.
Yeah, you see, like his only problem is Lil Nas X. He ain't got a problem with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion making that bumping pussies. So he don't care with the girl on girl gay shit. Basically, this is what I'm trying to figure out, right? I don't see the media pushing homosexuality off on kids. I see grown folks watching grown folks shit on television and their kids walking by in the living room.
And I'm going to pause it right there. I worked at a school for the last 6 years, and that school was Montessori, which is 2-year-olds, up through high school. And the high school was all-girls high school. It's pushed on kids like a fool. From the 2-year-olds where they was encouraging little boys to wear sparkly leggings and to paint their nails because the other kids and the girls were doing it, and little boys ain't old enough to know girls wear nail polish and boys don't. So at 2 years old, I want to paint my nails too, and the teacher's like, well, come on. So it's happening in the schools like a fool. In the middle school, ages 6th grade through 8th grade, all of the popular girls are bisexual already in middle school, not even old enough to know much about their sexuality. A lot of them not even having sex yet, but they still claiming to be bisexual. 5th graders, transgender already. So when I say it is in the schools, I do agree with him that the parents do consume a lot of the negative imagery that the children unconsciously assume. Like, I'm in the car rider lines and parents are pulling up, dropping their kids off every morning. You should hear the music that the kids are hearing through the radio stations. So we all know how those lyrics, slip into our head. I remember hearing Nelly Tip Drill as a kid. I remember the explicit version of Big Timer's #1 Stunner, where Birdman said, I like to hit him in the back while Wayne beat up the. So yeah, this music plays a huge role, but it's definitely pushed into schools. I worked in school last 5 years. Notre Dame to Zion of Kansas City. No lie.
Seeing it. I see adults liking the same type of entertainment that their children like, and their children really shouldn't be watching it.
Extremely true.
You see, like Superman is a bisexual now. When they say shit like
nigga babies don't watch Superman.
Now, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I just watched Marvel movie The Eternals, right? The Eternals, a superhero literally kissed another superhero, a man on a Marvel movie.
Nigga babies don't watch that shit.
I don't know about that either, because I wasn't in the Marvels or none of that. I played basketball. With my little brother, we had the same mama, same daddy, lived in the same house. He loved Smallville, so that means he knew about Superman. Really was into Dragon Ball Z and the anime stuff. Was into Batman and Robin and all that. So I know he said the hood babies don't, but I just think it's all about your environment. Because me and my brother grew up in the same household, same parents, but we're in totally different friend groups, listening to totally different in music. So I guess you would say my brother wasn't a nigga baby, and I was. I guess by Charles's perspective.
Nigga babies don't know nothing about Marvel comics.
Because
I
I wasn't into comic books. I was into Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson.
They shit. Yeah. We're not into that shit, nigga. Who give a nigga? Our kids don't even know about Robin. But white kids know about Batman and Robin.
We heard about Robin.
They don't know about Robin. They ain't know Robin wore red, yellow, and green. They ain't never even seen that motherfucker. Now all of a sudden,
they seen a Halloween costume.
Yeah, nigga, so what are you dressed as?
A true story. My 9-year-old son associates Robin with Teen Titans Go, the cartoon on Cartoon Network, not with Batman.
They don't know Robin. You ain't never seen no black kid nowhere dressed up as Robin. So who give a fuck if Robin come out and be gay?
Hey, yeah.
Why y'all fucking with them people? We don't know nothing about this shit. Who give a fuck if Robin gay? We don't know him. Oh, man. Let me just say this, man. Oh, man, we ain't seeing, listen, we promote gay shit every day. And we got a problem with them promoting gay shit to our kids. How do our kids separate girl on girl gay and boy on boy gay? Because we don't distinguish the two for children.
And that's true. That's big facts. I can say that Trey Songz was my role model growing up. I remember all his music videos was him, 2 or 3 girls in the bed. The movie Superfly that just came out, he had 2 women. I can't think of a time where it hasn't been pushed on the minds of young men that we shouldn't entertain multiple women. True story, when I was 17 years old, my barber, he told me the key to a happy relationship was having a side chick. A lot of the concepts that are pushed on young men are unfortunately negative, and we're taught to view women as sexual objects and not as people, not as spirits encased in human flesh. You know, Jay-Z on his album 444, he said, "Look, I apologize, often womanized, took for my child to be born to see through a woman's eyes." And I think a lot of men out there can agree with that, because when my daughter was born, I was 20 years old. But it changed everything about me. And even to today, the older she gets, the more I look at her and like, wow, this is what women are in this world. Young women who just need to be loved and took care of. But when you got a woman who grew up in survival mode her whole life, she out in this world and she in her masculine frame. So we just real imbalanced. But the way the sexuality is pushed on young girls, without them young girls having a father or somebody around them to let them know you are more than just your body, well, then you got this whole argument now where girls are debating that men shouldn't care about their body count. But if they had a daddy or their grandpa, or they had somebody like Charleston in their life, then they gonna know. Nobody wants anything with high miles. Them are rental cars. You treat them, you dog them out, you take them back to the shop.
But we'll say Lil Nas X wrong for making a video with all these niggas in prison, an orange prison jumpsuit, and they all gay. Well, no, that's how prison is. They all gay. So who said Lil Nas X? How Lil Nas X wrong? Niggas in prison gay.
I've never been to jail, so I don't know.
Fucking other men. He made a video. Flip it over. Every morning I'm riding, listening to the radio, and I heard this song by Drake. Girls kissing girls.
That's true.
Girls like girls.
Girls like girls. So we go promote this gay to our daughters, but we don't want to promote this gay to our son.
Big facts.
Make it make sense, everybody.
Call a spade a spade.
I don't want my daughter gay either.
I don't either.
But you niggas ain't got no problem with Drake saying girl kissing girl.
And I think a big part of that is, though, if we being honest, is because lesbianism is accepted as a part of feminism. And homosexuality has never been accepted a part as masculinity. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have the debate of black men not accepting homosexuals in the black community. And it's never been that way. It's just it's never been associated with anything masculine, if that makes sense. But and you can blame media for that. You can blame however you want. But homosexuality isn't new. We heard about J. Edgar Hoover of the FBI. We've heard about these things for decades on end, but it's been linked to the black man. And I don't think that's fair to say that the black society is anti-LGBT, because that's not true. I don't give a damn what you are. I've never heard of a man say you can't be around these group of people because you're gay. I've heard a lot of people say that this shouldn't be presented in front of kids. And I know a lot of men and women who feel the same way. Your sexuality isn't even something that should be discussed in front of children. That's even if you're heterosexual. I was raised on no sex before marriage. And I'll honestly say my biggest downfall as a young man is how young I was start sleeping with women. It threw my focus off, my vision, my goals, my dreams. Everything was based around how many women I was sleeping with. By the age of 22, I've slept with more women than the average man ever will in their entire life. I also had 4 kids by the age of 25. There's nothing cool about this whole concept of sexuality that's pushed on us through our music, through our TV, through our media. And as parents, if we don't teach our children about this thing called life and how the reproductive system works, then we can't complain when our children take a liking to someone like a Lil Nas X or a Cardi B or a Megan Thee Stallion because we dropped the ball on not educating them on their self and their body and their future.
You ain't got no problem with Nipsey Hussle saying, I'm going to turn all these bitches into lesbians.
I don't know. What track did Nip say that on?
You have no problem with this. So what then happened is we secretly have sown homosexuality to our children, because you can't say, well, I like this one, but I don't like this one. They go together.
It's confusing.
You can't separate. Well, we just like girl on girl. Now, homosexuality is same sex liking one another. So if it's in your heart for the woman, so is it for the man, because they go hand in hand. You can't like this sin and think you can separate. I'm just going to pick this part out. Homosexuality is homosexuality. So if you like girl on girl sex, you have engaged in homosexuality and you got a homosexual spirit on you. They don't distinguish just because you like girl on girl. That spirit transfers. Your kids won't get to say, well, I just like girl on girl. That spirit is on them because they daddy like it. Their mama like it. See, it get that deep. Satan is the master of deception. So he deceived you with the 2 beautiful women.
Spitting facts now.
He's the master of deception. So how he gets you to accept homosexuality, he painted in a pretty picture for you. Girl on girl.
And on God, if we're keeping it G, any man who's really had a lot of women understands that it's way more of a headache than it is dope. It has its cool moments, but for the most part, man, you need to find you one person, find your purpose, and get into that.
Oh, you like it then.
Oh yeah.
You've accepted the seed of it.
Okay.
So how can you denounce it? How can you rebuke it? You like girl on girl.
So basically, we're all hypocrites.
We're all hypocrites.
There you go. There you go. Hey man, well,
so
listen.
we should leave gay people alone, huh?
Yeah, we should leave alone. Yeah, we don't want.
Listen. Just stick to us.
Yeah, just stick to us.
Just stick to us, man.
Yeah, but listen, that's a whole,
Respect
it.
Hey, big facts. He came through there with some truth, man. You can't accept one and discredit another. You can't, like I say, man, do what you do, but watch my shoes. I'm not here to judge anybody's life or tell them how to live or what they should do or shouldn't do. But everything that comes out your mouth, everything that you do is a seed that you plant that you one day have to reap the fruit of that. And so are you putting positive seeds into this world or negative ones? And not just for you, because there's some seeds you planting that you won't ever see come to manifestation, but your children will. Or possibly not even your children, but your grandchildren will. So are you putting positive seeds in the ground for them? The biggest thing I can say with me as a father that I've learned, and I'd like to be crazy, transparent, is at a young age, I jumped off the porch, engaged in sexual activity. It wasn't positive for my mental health. I couldn't imagine being a kid this young with the Little Nas X and the Cardi B's. Hey, stuff like that wasn't on TV when we were growing up. And if you've read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, he talks about, sexuality. If you can't control your sexual appetite, you're going to go downhill. That you can get addicted to sex just like you can be addicted to alcohol or drugs or food or anything else. So if you would guard your body, guard your mind. And I'm a firm believer as parents, man, it's our job to teach our kids the proper way to use their sexual reproduction. Not just to be out here recklessly. Understand that this music really can seep into your subconscious mind and have you moving at a weird frequency, man. Content like this is really dope to put out because we need to hear other perspectives of life. I don't want men to have baby mamas like I got. I don't want men paying for abortions like I was doing. So in order to avoid those, you have to be willing to speak the truth. And the truth is, as a young man, find your purpose. Find something you care about. Because you will lose your life chasing these young women. And that's for anyone, gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual, man. Do whatever is inside of you. But at a young age, it's not what you should be focused on. My brain is totally different from 5 years ago, let alone 10 years ago. I mean, if you would have asked me about what I wanted to be when I was 8, I would have said probably the Red Power Ranger or some stuff, I was still in the Pokemon back then. So we need the kids just to grow up and be kids, and it's our job as parents to be there to help them through all facets of life as they grow. And we have to be positive examples. You can't be watching BS on TV and be upset when your children want to consume that same stuff. My son's favorite book is The Strangest Secret in the World by Earl Nightingale, but that's because we listen to it in the car every day as an audiobook on the way home from school. So as parents, you control what your children will become. You control what they're attracted to. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Speak the truth, and you unconsciously motivate others to do the same. No faith needed around you. There's unlimited faith within you.